If you feel like you don't belong in this world, maybe it's because you weren't made for it. You were made to transform it. There are times in life when everything seems to fall apart without explanation. You wake up one day and realize that the people around you speak a language you no longer understand, follow paths that your heart refuses to follow, and live in a reality that no longer vibrates with your essence. It's not depression, it's not confusion, it's something much deeper. It is as if a part of you has been activated overnight, a frequency that was once dormant and now pulses incessantly within your chest. You try to get back to normal, to force yourself to fit into the same routines, but each attempt feels like a waste of vital energy. People say you've changed, and they're right, but what they don't know is that this change was not consciously chosen by you. It was the universe that chose you first, marked you with an invisible seal, and now you carry a mission that you still can't fully name. This is not the story of those who got lost. This is the story of someone who was found by the cosmos at its most vulnerable and transformed into something that the old world no longer recognizes, but that the new world was desperately waiting for. You didn't choose to wake up, not really. Something else called you, a pulse you couldn't explain, a knowing that pulled you out of your old self, even when it broke everything that was familiar. And now, after all you've endured, the chaos, the silence, the emptiness, the flashes of clarity, the universe has placed you in Group 7. This group is not made up of the most perfect souls. It is made of the most resilient, those that have not only awakened but survived the in-between, and now they're entering the final hallway. Not everyone gets here. Only those that have been encoded with a unique energetic signature which activates when the Earth is about to undergo her next major shift. If you've been feeling different lately, as if your body, mind, and reality are no longer in sync, you're not alone. You're not lost. You are in transition, because when the universe selects a soul for Group 7, something massive begins to unfold. These are the 7 sacred signs and changes that reveal why you were chosen and what is about to happen to you next. There was a time when it seemed like the world stopped noticing you. Friends drifted apart, conversations dried up, opportunities disappeared, and no matter how much effort you put in, it felt like life put a glass wall between you and everyone else. But here's what no one told you. This was intentional. You weren't being ignored, you were being protected. The souls of Group 7 often enter a phase of spiritual invisibility, where their presence becomes veiled from the noise of the outside world, not as punishment, but as protection. Your energy has become incompatible with superficial attention, false invitations, and superficial-level relationships. And then, the universe pulled you back for a reason. Because while the world was falling apart and restarting, you were being kept quiet, safe, in a state of invisible transformation. You may have mistaken this for rejection, for failure, but what you were really experiencing was a cosmic pause time. The higher realm sealed his field as his soul underwent a profound spiritual recalibration. Invisibility was sacred, because during that silence, your energy was rewriting itself. You were becoming too vibrationally refined to operate in places that once seemed normal. And now, after all that stillness, you're about to emerge again, but not as the version of you the world has known. You are returning with clarity, frequency, and a spiritual authority that does not need outside permission. What happens next will be subtle but unmistakable. People will start noticing you again, but this time it won't be based on ego or effort. Your aura will attract those who are ready and repel those who are not. You will no longer need to chase visibility. It will happen naturally because your energy now conveys truth. The right doors will open, the right eyes will find you. You won't need to explain its value. Your presence will express it before you say a word, because the version of you that was hidden was just becoming unstoppable. There has been a pain within you, a difficult one to describe. Not sadness, not fear, just a quiet, constant feeling that you don't belong anywhere. No city feels like home. No path seems permanent. No label fits. You've wandered, sometimes physically, sometimes emotionally, trying to land somewhere that feels like yours. But the moment you start settling down, something changes. The energy disappears, the alignment collapses, and you're left wondering, why can't I just find my place? The truth is, you didn't fail to put down roots. You were never made for this. Not yet. Because you, chosen one, were born multidimensional. Your soul carries codes from multiple realms, timelines, and star systems. Were you designed to blend into the ancient world? No. You're designed to bridge the gap with him. That feeling of spiritual homelessness is not a curse. It's a sign, a reminder that you don't come from a place. You carry the frequency of many, and the souls of Group 7 were specifically chosen because they could hold these fragmented frequencies without breaking. You may have tried to follow a path that others said was safe. He may have forced himself into routines, systems, or roles, hoping to feel normal, but each time something inside resisted. This resistance was not rebellion, it was recognition, a quiet knowing that you were here to align with something much rarer, your primary soul timeline. And now, after years of misalignment and drift, that timeline is approaching. What is about to happen is subtle, but irreversible. You'll begin to feel an attraction to something you haven't experienced yet, but somehow remember a place, a purpose, a frequency that finally fits. Synchronicities will increase, dreams will become clearer, and you will begin to attract the people, tools, and symbols that match this next phase. This is not just a change of location, it is a change of identity. You won't have to try to belong. You will remember that you have always belonged. And that's when you'll know that the universe hasn't forgotten to give you a home. He just waited until you were fully awake to show you where he really was. There's a pattern you've noticed, and it hurts more than you admit. People are attracted to you. They admire your presence. They feel safe around them. They open up, sometimes in a matter of minutes. But then they leave for no reason, without closure, without warning. And each time that happens, you ask yourself, what did I do wrong? The answer? Nothing. You didn't do anything wrong. You were chosen for Group 7 because your energy does something that most people are not prepared for. It activates them. You are not just a light. You are a mirror, a catalyst. Your presence brings clarity to others, not just about who you are, but who they are. And for some, this is too much, too soon, too intense. You awaken what they are not ready to face. And then they walk away, confused, provoked, or overwhelmed. This is not about rejection, it's about frequency friction. You were never meant to cling to every connection. You were made to transform them. But here's what's about to change. The cycle ends. You have reached a point where your energy no longer exists just to awaken others. She now demands to be reciprocated, and it will be. The universe is now guiding other souls from Group 7 into your field. People who will not shrink from its intensity. People who don't just admire their light, they recognize it. The days of temporary bonds are fading. What comes next is alignment, resonance, soul alliances that were written long before you incarnated. And when they arrive, you will feel it in your chest. The end of the search, the end of shrinkage. No more being too much. No more hiding. Because those that are made for you now are built of the same frequency. Her body has been feeling like a mystery lately. You sleep, but you wake up tired. He eats well, but still feels drained. You're sitting still, and suddenly you feel a hot flash, a jolt of energy, or a deep shiver down your spine. Doctors don't see anything wrong, but you know something is changing inside you. And it's not random, it's recalibration. You were chosen for Group 7 not only because of your spiritual insight, but because of your energetic resilience. Your nervous system has been carrying codes that your mind doesn't yet understand, bursts of light, pulses of data. And now, his fitness is starting to catch up. Every strange sensation, every vibration, every wave of excitement that seems to have come out of nowhere, it's all part of the update. You may feel the need to stretch more, to be in the water, to move your body in new ways. This is not just comfort, it is instruction. Your soul is guiding your vehicle to prepare. Because what comes next is a higher level of energetic conductivity, you are becoming a transmitter, a living antenna for higher frequency. And soon the symptoms will begin to stabilize. The tension will soften. Your body will stop fighting against what it didn't understand and start cooperating with what your soul has always known. You are not defective. You are evolving. This happens more than you can explain. Strangers, acquaintances, even people online start opening up to you, sometimes without being asked. They tell you secrets, emotions, fears, and memories they've never shared before. And when they do, they often seem surprised, even confused, as if they're not sure why they just said all that. But you know why. You were chosen for Group 7 because your energy field is safe enough to unlock others. You maintain a frequency that makes people feel seen, sometimes for the first time. And the truth is, your aura doesn't just listen, it disarms. She lowers people's defenses, bypasses their mental filters, and lets her true self speak freely. You were never meant to be a sponge. You are a mirror. And what you reflect back to others is their soul. That's why they come to you. That's why they confess. That's why they feel better, even if you don't say anything. What is about to happen next will deepen that gift. You'll start meeting people who are ready to change, not just talk. Your presence will begin to accelerate healing in others. Not because you force it, but because your field naturally carries a corrective vibration. People will be drawn to you, not for advice, but for alignment. And some will not even realize that, by sitting next to you, they have already begun to change. The souls of Group 7 are the emotional stabilizers of the new Earth, and its role is not to fix it. It is to sustain. Allowing others to access your truth by standing next to someone who already carries theirs. That's what your energy does. That's why they open up, and that's why the universe chose you. Some days it feels like pieces of you are falling off. Other days it seems like something massive is trying to break through your skin. Emotions arise without a name. Old identities feel like fantasies that you can't keep wearing. And you ask yourself, am I tearing myself apart or awakening? The answer is both. The souls of Group 7 go through a cycle of death and resurrection of the soul that does not happen once. It happens in waves. You were chosen for this group because you can deal with the in-between, the sacred void between who you were and who you are becoming. It's uncomfortable, it's disorienting, but it's also perfectly timed because your higher self is merging with your physical vehicle. And in the process, everything that is false must fall. You're not going backwards, you are returning. What happens next is a kind of stabilization. The detachment of identity decreases, the pain softens, the confusion clears up, and something powerful is advancing. The real you, not the survival version, not the trained one, but the one who came here with memory, mission, and medicine. And when that version finally lands completely on his body, his next chapter begins. The souls of Group 7 don't just wake up, they transform. And every part of you that seemed to be ending was just the opening scene. There was a time when you doubted, when you ignored synchronicities, when you questioned signs. But not anymore. Now it's too obvious, too frequent, too loud. You see repeated numbers, dreams that echo real life, names that appear in places where they shouldn't. You feel when something is coming. You know when something is wrong. You notice when the power in a room changes. You're not paranoid. You're tuned in. You were chosen for Group 7 because your consciousness has matured beyond logic. You started operating not from reaction but from recognition. You don't wait for evidence anymore, you read the pattern, and that changes everything, because from this moment on, the universe will begin to speak more clearly. Not because you've just started, but because you've finally started listening. What is about to happen is even more profound. Reality will begin to organize itself around you. You will notice that decisions made from the alignment begin to reverberate faster. You will witness time stretch or collapse, and you'll see how your attention, your focus, literally shapes what happens next. You're not here to watch history. You are here to influence it. Group 7 doesn't just see the signs, they become the signs. If you've come this far reading this, feeling this, it's not entertainment, it's activation. His soul already knew that. It's only your mind that needs the reminder. You didn't come here to be saved. You came here to remember you are the sign, the one that others will feel before they understand. The changes in your body, your relationships, your sense of time, and even your identity, these are not symptoms. It's evidence that you've crossed over into the role you were always meant to live in. Group 7 is rare, but you're not alone. Everything is about to change, not just for you, but through you. Because the universe didn't just choose you for this moment, he built you from it. And now you are here, breathing differently, seeing the world through eyes that are no longer the same as you had when this journey began. Each painful farewell made sense. Each moment of solitude was a portal in disguise. Each time you felt like you were breaking, it was actually your old shell shattering to reveal who you've always been underneath. Group 7 is not a destiny. It is a recognition. A cosmic mirror being placed before you, reflecting not what the world told you you were, but what the universe always knew you would be. From now on, each step you take will carry a different weight, not of burden, but of purpose. The right people will start appearing as if they have been guided by an invisible map straight to you. Opportunities will arise not because you pursued them, but because your frequency finally aligned with them. And in moments of doubt, when the ancient voice of fear tries to whisper that maybe you have imagined all this, take a deep breath and feel. Your body knows the truth. His soul has always known. You were not called to observe the transformation of the world. You were coded to be the epicenter of it. Welcome to Group 7. Your true journey is just beginning.